Good evening. This is the Michael Muse Show tonight. And tonight we are going to be discussing smiling through the pain. And right now, the guest I have on me is Michele Harte. And she is a phenomenal woman. A woman who understands trials. She understands victories. And Michele, how are you doing this evening?
Doing good. I'm very blessed to be here. And I just want to say that everything you're doing is just so awesome. The Rise and Burn book, I read it and it's awesome. You know, and you're doing this, and you just got such passion. I just love all that. And I want to congratulate you because it's awesome.
Thank you.
It's all about helping people. I know you have such a passionate heart.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's so important. And just the whole concept of Rise and Burn initiated through my health crisis.
Yes, yes.
Because I suffered, yes, because for me, at one time, I suffered a heart attack, seizure, and kidney failure at the exact same time. So just that alone, I'm truly a walking testimony.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Yes. And the process that I went through, being on dialysis, losing my home, and the whole process I went through, just being able to get to this point now where I've had a kidney transplant and just really asking those questions on what do I do with what I've been through. And the more I ask God and research and seek God out, he really let it be known that, hey, you know, there's other people I need you to impact. There's other people I need you to share your story with, because there's so many people, especially with the foods that we have in our environment now. Foods are toxic. We don't know what's good, what's not.
That's right.
Exactly. So it's really, we're in a situation now where people are getting sick at high numbers.
And it's really an epidemic, and it's so sad.
Exactly. And just that right there, we really are in a situation where we really have to look at the foods we eat. We have to really look at any negative influences that are in our lives and around us, and really become who we destined to be, and really grab hold to that greatness that we've been called to. You know.
Exactly. Yes. So, and you didn't go through all those trials for nothing. And you know, God didn't put those things on you. We know that God is a good God, and but
exactly.
You know, He will use it for His glory. He will use everything that you've been through to help others and bring glory to His name, and that's what I love.
Exactly. So I want to start the conversation. Exactly. What I want to do, I want to start the conversation off. I definitely want to ask you, just give a brief, give us an intro about yourself. What did you know when it came to your health? What type, what were you doing before you came across your health crisis, and give us a quick little bio.
Well, yeah, quick. I could actually be here all day and night, but we don't want to do that to people. They want to go to sleep at a good time. Well, for several years, I'll just start here at this one place in my life, because I could start from childhood, but we will just go way back.
Yes.
Several years ago, I was my mom's sole caretaker, and that's hard work. That is just like, she had myasthenia gravis, which is like a very awful neurological disease. And it she couldn't swallow, she couldn't breathe, she couldn't talk anymore, and it's horrible to see your mom, right, who you so love, just decline right before your eyes. But I mean, I was running her all over to just
hi, D'Angela, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing great. Welcome to the show.
You made it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's right. That's why we push through, and that's the reason why we have perseverance, and we hold on to our faith to know that good things will always happen to those who hold on.
Yes.
Yes.
So D'Angela, Michele you came on at the right time. Michele was actually just starting to share what was going on with her health at the early stages. So I'm glad you're on now.
Okay. Me too.
Well, and I'll
Hi,
like, go ahead. Hi.
Michelle. Okay.
Well, so what I was saying is that for several years when I was my mom's sole caretaker, she had a very horrible, debilitating illness called myasthenia gravis. It was a neurological disease. She had gut issues. She had a lot of stuff. But I was her sole caretaker for so many years, like about 6 years. I was also a mom to a little girl. I mean, you know, I had a little girl, and so I went through all these years of just a lot of stress and trying to be mom, trying to be wife, and my health just the stress was getting worse and worse and worse. Well, then she went on to be with the Lord in 2008. About a month later, I got pregnant with our second child, and I was 40. You guys can do the math later when I go through my story. But so I had gotten pregnant a month after she had passed, and really didn't even get to grieve so much. Yeah, I like the loss of my mom because we were so close.
Right.
But well, then about 12 days after oh, Michael's gone. Is he coming back?
Michael.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Michelle?
I guess we got to run the show. No.
Can you hear me, Michelle?
Yes. Did I run you off?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me? Did my screen? I'm here.
We can't see you, but I can hear you.
Okay.
I can see.
It might just be a slow internet connection. Sometimes it does that.
Okay. Do you want us to continue?
Yeah, continue sharing. Kind of, bring us up to where you're at right now.
Right.
Yes,
So all right. So my mom passed away. She about a month later, I had gotten pregnant with our second child,
Okay.
and then had a pretty good pregnancy. But then 2 weeks before I delivered, I had high blood pressure. And then 12 days after giving birth, I had 2 strokes in one night.
Oh man.
Yeah. Wow.
And wheelchair bound. So I ended up in the hospital for a whole month away from my baby. So I couldn't even bond with her. It's okay. But I couldn't bond with her. I didn't even know what a stroke could do. You know, I had no idea.
Right.
When they told me, I remember them telling me, Michelle, you had a stroke. And I thought, well, thank God I had my dinner, because we went out to Chinese that night, and I was like, yay! I had no idea what a stroke could do.
Right.
But then about 7 hours later, the doctor leaned into my ear again and said, Mrs. Hart, you had a second stroke. And I was like, and then I thought, man, we were supposed to go to Kohl's. We're going to go shopping for clothes. This can't be happening.
Right.
I really didn't know what a stroke could do. I only heard that people's mouth could droop, you know?
Exactly.
But then, yeah. So a couple of days later in the hospital, when I started to come to or whatever, I found I couldn't use the toilet by myself. Was totally paralyzed on my left-hand side. Couldn't walk. My voice was not as loud as it is now.
It's okay.
And, you guys okay?
Yes.
Yes.
This is your story you're sharing. So.
Okay. So it was hard. You know, I was in the hospital and was kept very, very busy. Of course, I was exhausted just from having a baby. But now I'm doing like 8 hours of rehab a day, doing physical therapy, occupational and speech therapy. It had to be the grace of God to keep me that strong, to get me going.
Exactly.
And Then I was sent home. I was sent home in a wheelchair. Came home and that's when everything just kind of hit me. And I was like, what in the world just happened? I'm in a wheelchair. I'm supposed to be mom, enjoying my life, and
Right.
and of course I didn't do anything the easy way, because if they said, they want me to have like a bedside commode in my bedroom, and I said, I'm not doing that. Give me a cane in the wheelchair, and I will wheel myself into the bathroom and go from there. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yes. And like, if they told me to get dressed laying on the bed, I stood up and did it myself, hanging on. I mean, I just did everything I could to learn the normal way. They want to try to teach you how to do things the safe way, but I was like, no, that's not how people do it. They don't put their clothes on, laying down in bed. Like, I'm going to do it my way. I'm not going to recommend that to somebody who's had a stroke. Do what the doctor says. But, but a year later, I developed such severe chronic pain from head to toe that I would shake. My nose would run. A breeze would just make me quiver, just because the pain was so staggering, and I couldn't even hug my children. I had no diagnosis or anything, and I was put on several medications for pain, anxiety, depression, muscle relaxer. And I did this for several years. I tried different doctors, medications. I was like the woman with the issue of blood. I ran all over town, even out of town, to states, to try different doctors to see how can I get helped. But you know how the woman with the issue of blood, she kept getting worse. And it's like, all right, God, this is not working. So no, just a lot of prayer, and tried a lot of different supplements and things, went the natural route, went the medication route. Then I stuck with medication for several years, which brought me to about almost 6 months ago. And I found a company called Plexus Worldwide, and I felt like God really led me to that, because I was praying.
Real quick, Michelle, what emotions you were going through, especially once you had your child and you were unable to actually, hold her for that first month? What emotions were you going through at that time?
It crushed me. The sad thing was that I didn't get to see my family on a regular. Like they came in every single day to the hospital to see me, but like they're in and out, And the fact that I would try to even hold my baby, and then they would take her away so fast because they were afraid I was going to drop her. Because I mean, I can understand medically, but I'm like, I'm not going to drop my baby. It's my baby, I'm not going to do that.
Right. Exactly.
And so I really didn't get that bonding, and it would be really sad. Like my mother-in-law would come in, she'd be holding that baby against her breast, and I'm going, in my head, I'm screaming, going, get her off your breast, that's my baby. I mean, I really was angry, and it was just like, and then I really had to just stop and go like, God, please help me, because I know that she's our provision. She's here to help us. She's from Holland. And so she was here already. And she stayed on a month to help us. But I was, I really didn't cry that much in the hospital, because I was so busy and tired. And one of the things about me is I tend to keep things trapped inside until it gets too much, and then I release.
So when, like you say, that's definitely powerful right there. But it's like one thing you definitely saw was that you say you was holding it in. So what has helped you to start to release it now too?
Well, because if I have to get God to heal those broken areas, that and He's our restorer, so I'm just counting on Him.
Yes.
Because you can't just the walking and everything. You want to walk better. You want this. You want that. but your soul has to be healed. Your any soul wounds, any pain from
Right.
experienced trauma. He wants to heal it all, not just the
Exactly.
walking and this and the other.
Exactly. Well,
So it's
yeah, that sounds great, Michelle. Definitely, definitely powerful. Just showing that when we go through any form of a health crisis, we definitely deal with a lot of emotions and anger and frustration. It's definitely going to be two of them that we deal with, And
right.
I know for me, anger and frustration I had was just at the time dealing with the doctors and just telling me that they wasn't sure if they're going to be able to get a match anytime soon for a kidney, and so it got to be frustrating. But D'Angela, how you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic and amazing, and I definitely want to open up to you real quick, and I want you to just kind of share your health crisis and where you're at with it, and kind of give us a quick update on where what you're up to. So,
Okay. Can you hear me?
yes, we hear you. Hear you great.
I hear you.
Okay. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in October 31st of 2013. I was in the process of getting a new job and starting a new life at that time. I was in the shower and I found a lump. I asked my mother about the lump. I said, "Oh, it's this lump. I'm not going to worry about it." And she said, "Please check it." I didn't. 2 weeks later went by and I felt it again. So I made an appointment.
Right.
Went in, they found 2 lumps. Went for my mammogram, 3 lumps. So in my right breast, I had to get a right mastectomy and a lift on the left side because my breasts were so huge. And the pain, if I didn't have my family, I don't know what I would do. I don't. I went through pain. It was awful. I'm not gonna lie. I almost went to frozen shoulder to where I wouldn't have been able to lift my arm anymore. It would have been stuck here. That's it. I couldn't believe, I'm not saying that I'm not a person that couldn't get cancer, but I just couldn't understand why.
Right.
Why? It happened to me. Like, I don't understand. I don't. But going through this process has taught me a lot. It's taught me a lot. It really has. It's taught me to be more humble than I was, have more faith in God, because if it wasn't for God, I don't know. I really don't. I prayed every single day. My kids had to watch me, suffer in pain and cry. I had to watch them cry sometimes, and that was all, that it hurt. My mother, we found out my brother had prostate cancer this March. So so my mother, he's fine. Everything is good. But she's like, I know she was feeling some type of ways, both of her kids, both of her kids. And she's like, my kids are like, why, why my mother?
Right.
I went through a point where I broke down, I broke down mentally, with depression and anxiety and all of these things.
Yes.
I didn't understand, and I just broke down one day, and I had to get help.
Yes.
I had to get help. I still sometimes wonder why it happened to me, but I'm not going to dwell on it, because I know God has a
Exactly.
purpose for it. He has a purpose for it. So I'm going to go with his purpose,
Exactly.
and I'm trying to get myself back out there, because I'm an
Yes.
entrepreneur.
Yes, absolutely.
And, I want to help people, as many people as I can. If you're going through any kind of emotional, pain right now, I just want you to be strong,
Yes.
pray, go to church, be around people you love.
Yes.
That's positive, that's going to make you laugh. Even though I was hurting, I laughed every day. Somebody made me laugh every day. It was like a must. You have to,
Yes.
When I went through chemotherapy, I didn't feel like I was beautiful. I was bald headed, and I try to make my face up to make myself feel better. I went to chemo and just laughed and made the whole place laugh because I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. It's like, let's do this and get it over with because I know God has me.
Exactly. Yes.
That's awesome. And you're pretty. You're beautiful, by the way.
Thank you, Michelle.
You're absolutely beautiful, D'Angela. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I remember some of the posts you would have. You would take pictures, kind of chronicalizing. This is where I am today. I don't have any hair. I'm still beautiful, and it's so inspiring. I want you to know that you're beautiful inside and out. And
thank you.
Just the fact that you were sharing your journey and just letting people know that, hey, you know what? I'm going to beat this. I'm going to win. I'm going to still be victorious. I am still beautiful, and God still has a purpose for me. I mean, so I want you to know that you are still a winner. You're victorious, and that is very inspirational. So I want you to know that. But I want everyone out here who's on here to really know that when it comes to the mental side of dealing with a health crisis, for me, D'Angela, I want you to know you're not alone, because I too got to a point where I suffered depression, and I had to get medication and get help, because when you go from living a life when you're able to make decisions and you're able to do for your family and to do activities, and all of a sudden you no longer can provide for yourself, and you're no longer able to do for yourself, and then some of the people who you felt who said they would be there for you kind of back away from you. It hurts.
That's
it
bad.
hurts deep. It hurts deep.
Yes.
And for me, it hurt deep, especially when it came to the point in time where the doctor told me, hey, you need to ask your family who can possibly donate a kidney. And I went to one family member in particular, and they flat out just told me no.
Wow.
And it hurt, because at that particular time, I was going through excruciating pain. I was just contemplating, just stop taking my dialysis treatments, and I just said, hey, you know what? Let me just die.
Yeah.
Because the pain was just horrendous, And
I do.
So anyone out there, I want you guys to know that wherever you're suffering and wherever you're dealing with mentally, it's okay to get help. You are not crazy. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just only dealing with a situation that you just need someone to talk to help you get through it. So I don't want no one to feel bad about that. And that's definitely so important,
Yes.
So Michele, mentally, when you were on your journey, what were some of the things that what are some of the strategies and day-to-day things that you did to keep yourself uplifted and to keep yourself encouraged?
Well, I mean, I really have a lot of time with the Lord, as far as like I tap into a lot of teachings. There's a lot of great teachings out there. Andrew Womack Ministries, Creflo Dollar, Joseph Prince, just great. Kenneth Copeland Ministries and the healing ministries out there. I just press into those and keep hearing the word of God, because faith comes by hearing and hearing by the word of God, and so that, and try to enjoy my family, even if even through the pain, you've got to do something to enjoy them. And so, I tell you what, they make me laugh. They make me laugh sometimes.
Yes, that's the best. Even when you don't want to.
I know.
Exactly.
You know, I don't want to laugh. They make.
Yeah, I know. For me, it was definitely my niece who kept me encouraged. She would come tell me, "Uncle Mike, you're gonna be all right, and you're gonna be here a while. You know, you're my only uncle, and I love you, and you know, God is so awesome that he uses little children sometimes to get his message across to us, and definitely it's a thing, you know, to know that to know that sometimes we may not see things where we need to see them initially, but he uses people, and he definitely uses children, you know. Yeah, so D'Angela, you definitely mentioned. So definitely, I know you mentioned going through pain. I know you said you were going through a period of pain. What were some of the things you did mentally to kind of keep yourself encouraged in this?
You were breaking up a little bit, Michael.
Okay, I said when at the point in time you mentioned that you were going through a lot of pain. What were some of the things that you did mentally to keep yourself inspired and encouraged?
I did reading. I read my Bible. I watched a lot of spiritual and mental shows to help me. Oprah and Deepak Chopra and Wayne Dwyer and all of those people to, you know, help me to keep my mind clear and at peace.
Exactly.
You know, so that I could, you know, well, I don't want the sickness to flare back up. So I tried to keep my mind at peace by reading and watching and talking to people that make me feel better. And look, D'Angela, you're going to be all right, girl. Yeah, boy, you're going to get more hair. Everything's going to be all right. Let's read this passage from the Bible. Yeah. And we get, you know, I went to, I stood in front of church and had the prayer warriors pray all over me. I talked to the prayer warriors. I did everything spiritual and read things spiritual that I could to keep myself sane. You know, keep my mind in the right space. Yeah. That's what I did. And dealt with my family, you know. My family helped me through basically all. They did. My family, they were the ones. They were with me.
D'Angela, can you hear me? You're going in and out.
I'm sorry. They were with me, beside me, in front of me, by me. That's how I got through. That's how I got through mentally.
That's awesome.
Thank you. My son's sitting here talking to me while I'm trying to talk to you. Michael, you there?
He left us.
We lost Michael, Michelle.
Is this you and me?
Michael. Okay. I think he's going in and out, Michelle.
It's Angela.
Am I going in and out?
Show.
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
I hear you. I can't see.
D'Angela, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
So you can hear me? Can you see me?
No.
Okay. Of you guys, it says audio only. So you can hear me, but you can't see me, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I know for me, during those times where I was going through pain, when I was going through a lot of the doubt, and I realized I had to destroy that evil root. I had to destroy the evil root and get rid of all that negativity that was in my mind, you know?
Yes.
And I knew that my body was doing something totally different. And I had to make sure by second and moment by moment basis that I was constantly uprooting those negative thoughts. And for me, I definitely had to get into a pattern of meditation, and just get into prayer and get into meditation to really get those thoughts away and really allow myself to really go to a higher level spiritually, so I could stay encouraged and stay inspired, and to know that I'm gonna be able to get through this. I'm not going through this for it's temporary. The whole thing. Pain is temporary. It may last.
Yeah.
Thomas, it may last for a minute, second, even a year, but I'm going to outlast that pain, and God allowed me to outlast that pain. Which is powerful. So definitely for me, once I realized that, I think one thing people fail to realize when we're dealing with health issues and the mental state we're in, when that negativity comes, because it's going to come, there's no getting around it, especially if you're doing anybody in general, but especially when you're having health issues, you get double the negativity because our own body is doing what it's doing, and it's not doing what our minds say do. And then whatever negative influences from family, friends, etc. And it was so important for everyone out here to know that we have to replace those, we have to burn those negative thoughts. And when we burn those negative thoughts, we have to make sure everything the good that we know, we have to use affirmations. We have to say, I am healed.
Yeah.
I am victorious. I am courageous. I am strength. I am powerful. Yes. I am God's purpose in action. I am a testimony. I am an overcomer. Amen. We have to take that and hold power to it. And as we get rid of those negative thoughts and we reaffirm that affirmation, that's what allows us to rise. And that's what allows us to be who we need to be, So, man, definitely, you two have some powerful stories. And I just want to, huh? You two have some powerful stories.
Yes, you do too, Michael.
What'd you say, Michelle?
We both said you do. You also, Michael.
Oh, yes, definitely. So definitely, D'Angelo, I want to just for you, my question for you is this. I believe because you're in remission now, right?
Yes.
And you got that beautiful hair growing. Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Yay!
I'm here.
So for you is this, at the point in time that you did come to remission, and can you hear me?
You was breaking up. Yeah.
Am I going in and out?
Yes.
I breaking up? Let me see if I can go out real quick and come back in.
Okay. Hi, people.
Hold on, just
he's gone.
Yeah, he's
coming. He can't handle us. He's coming back.
Hi. Come on.
Can you see me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Michelle, can you see me?
Yeah. We all can see you now. Yay. Okay. We're back.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, sometimes things will freeze up and they'll be breaking up, and sometimes you have to kind of click the X and go out and come back in. So
we know you're still learning.
Yeah, but for me, definitely. Huh?
No, I said, no, you're still learning. We know.
Oh yeah, this is a new platform. I mean, I love it, and I hope you two take full advantage of it too, especially for your entrepreneur efforts and things that you're doing. But definitely, for me, after I had my kidney transplant, for me, that's where a lot of the searching for my purpose and and kind of trying to piece my life together, because when you go from making good money and you're planning your life out, and you're looking forward to doing certain things, going places, and then all of a sudden you have to start from scratch initially, and just wondering, okay, let me take myself out the equation. God, what do you want me to do? I know I had plans on traveling. I know I had plans on doing X, Y, and Z. What do you want me to do, God? And for me, I had to find my purpose and passion. When I did that, I realized that I had to truly, it's time for me to really, truly utilize a chapter of my book, was just understanding the power of service. Just realizing that I need to put other people before me. And I know if I put other people before me, I know that God's going to truly bless me.
Right.
And he also make way for everything I desire and hope for and pray for, that he's going to make that happen also.
Yes.
And the main thing is just knowing that other people who are going through what I've gone through, that I could be a voice for them. I can be a light for them. I could be someone they could look to and know that, hey, you know what? I can make it also. If God brought that guy through, he's going to get me through. If he was able to get rid of his negative thoughts, if he was able to hold on and actually reaffirm who he is, I can do it too. And so definitely, Michele, I'm so encouraged by you, because you are just for being in the hospital for the time you were in there, and I know it's definitely painful. You're not able to be around your family when when you at a time you really wanted to be there and you couldn't. So my question for you, Michele, is this: when you were at the point in time when you were going to that, what were some of the small steps and things you would do? What were some of the small steps you would take to reassure yourself, I may not be able to get around like I want to right now, but what were the thoughts you were having, and what emotions did you bring in play to help you give yourself the mental focus that you needed?
Well, it's kind of odd, but I don't have family here in town. Everybody's way far, and we had some help from people in church and stuff, but I had to just be mom, and I had to plow right into it. There was just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I had to just do what I had to do, and I had to focus on the kids. And so,
right,
if it meant wheeling over in the wheelchair over to the changing table, standing up and hold myself up there so I could change a diaper, I would do it. And I just was made to do those things because I had to.
Right.
My husband had to work, so he I had to do stuff. I just had to be mom and clean house, and I just started doing the things I had to do, which I really didn't. A month, like I said, a year after the strokes, I had a lot of pain, so I really couldn't finish my physical rehab like I wanted to. So all I could say is I'm just still going through, and I am gonna walk better.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm still on the journey is what I'm saying. But for me to stay focused, it was just I got to be mom. My role went into I've got to be mom.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much thinking about I've got to get better. It was more I got to be mom. Maybe that was just a mother's instinct or something, or maybe, I don't know. It was just, when I came home, I was shocked. I was shocked when I came home. I was in my wheelchair, and all of a sudden, just the emotions just came, and I just shook, and I had panic attacks and threw up because of the panic attacks, and I had to go on medication as well. And there's a time and purpose for medication, but for me, I didn't want to do it for the long haul, and so but for me, just staying focused, standing at the stove and cooking, and
yes.
just doing the things I had to do because I had to.
Right.
So I guess me just being focused on other people instead of me. Maybe I should have been more focused on me, but I didn't have a choice, you know.
Yeah.
Right. I definitely understand that. And I have a chapter in my book where I talk about, you know, 1,000 things, you know. And the one thing I speak on, what helped me out, and one of the principles I still use today is that, especially going through the health crisis I was going through, it's so easy to get distracted by so many things with the body.
Yes.
And it was so easy to get distracted by the negativity. And for me, I just really had to get to a point where I only focus on one thing. Even if it was a lot of times it became very small. Sometimes it was just, let me just get to the bathroom. If I could just get to the bathroom today, that's an accomplishment.
Right? Yes.
That's making progress. And I've had days where, because for a good year, I was medicated so heavily that in 2008, I really can't. Other than the presidency of Barack Obama, there's not too much I can share with you what happened that year. Because I would sleep anywhere between 11 to 13 hours a day.
Wow.
So I didn't know if I was coming and going, and so definitely, once I did get, as I did progress, just mentally, just knowing that I had to focus on one thing. And so for my journey, what helped me to get to where I'm at now is just each step of the way, I had to just focus on one thing, and that one thing would change from time to time, And of course, I had my times. I remember one time I was doing dialysis, and I was just so mentally and spiritually and physically drained, where when I just came in the door, I just fell to the floor and just bust out in tears. I can't take it anymore. I just want to die. Can't take it anymore. And it was just a rough time there, But thank God I have loving parents who were supportive and who was able to rally around me and pray with me and hold me up. And the more I came to the principle of just really focusing on one thing, I was able to feel, as I did feel better, I was able to do better because I was able to focus on that one thing, because I want to make sure I was just being consistent and just having a little discipline along the way. And people don't realize it, it's a powerful thing when you add God plus discipline and being focused. It's a powerful thing. It's not too much you can accomplish, So my question for each of you is, what emotions were you going through at a point in time when you saw that, when you, when you were able to see for yourself, I'm not only just progressing, but God is getting me through this. At what point in time did you see that for yourself? I'm going to start with you, D'Angela.
I saw that when I went to chemo one day. I told my mother, I'm not doing it no more. I'm just not, because it's painful and I'm not doing it no more. I'm just not. So of course, my family talked to me, and, and I went,
Right.
and I was in pain, but I said, it was like something that came over me that said, you only have like 3 more times to do this. That's it. You can't stop now.
Right.
Exactly.
You can't stop.
Right.
God already took you through all of that, and you're fine.
Yes.
You're fine. You're going to have to get yourself together and do these last couple treatments, D'Angela, and get it together. You're going to have to. And not only that, but also when my arm wouldn't go no further than my shoulder length, and I had to go to therapy, and I said, you know what? I have kids. I need to go to the grocery store. I need to go shopping.
Right.
I'm going to drive my car. My hand's going to lift in the air, and God is going to help me through it. And when I went, I worked hard. And that's why it's in the air today. I worked hard to get this arm there. You know, those two were my points in my life. When I knew I'm gonna get through it. You'll get through it. Just do it and just everything will be fine afterwards.
Yes.
You know, because you out on your side. Look what he already, you caught it early. It's gone. You know, you're in remission. You're doing it. Just do it. And
exactly.
I just did it. You know, and I strength. Sometimes I feel like the Hulk. You know?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
I feel like the Hulk. I had to be so strong, you know, but I made it through, you know.
That's right, and praise God for that.
That's right. Yes, that's powerful. Yes. How about you, Michelle?
Well, the first year for me was when I got a lot back from the strokes. You know, I was wheelchair bound for several months, but then went to a cane and did a lot of rehab. Even when I came home, I did a lot of outpatient rehab. Was on a cane, you know, one of those 4-prong canes, and I'm like, really? Couldn't I just have like a normal cane, but a 4-prong? So, but it was so nice. I'm getting off of that cane. It's just it's not looking good. So, I worked towards that, and within the first year was walking, but just not the way I want to yet. So there's still work to be done, but to me, it was just like I couldn't even raise my arm back then. I couldn't open my hand.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I had a big droop on my mouth. It was hanging all the way down here, and I was like, look, I like Elvis, but I don't want to be the girl version of Elvis because I had that droop that was just hanging there.
Right.
And I'm like, no, but that cleared up in about 2 weeks. And I remember being in recreational therapy in the hospital, and my voice was so like, hi, how are you? And I'm like, that is not me. I said, I have a big mouth. like I did not have that tone. It didn't come back. And now I'm louder. My family's like, oh, you're back now because you're loud. But I mean,
absolutely.
I love that I was making that kind of progress, because the hand took about a couple weeks in my room just practicing, and it opened up. And some people, like, their arm is like this with a stroke, and they can't even get it undone.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I know people with strokes that are that, you know, they're in diapers and stuff. I never had that stuff, so thank the Lord.
Yes.
So I was very encouraged about what I got back. And I used to pray, and used to say, like, in rehab, I say, God, please be my legs and be my arms, and just move for me, because,
yes.
Yeah.
You know, and so like I said, there was just a lot going on, and I still have more to do, and you know, and I don't know how all of this is. I know it's going to pan out good. I don't know.
Oh, yes, it is.
When the manifestation is going to fully come, but it will, and I'm still working towards it, and I'm not going to give up.
And you know what, Michelle? You know what's so powerful about it?
You Michelle, all of that. You came too far to
That's
give
right.
up.
Oh, I am not. I will not. And I know God did not save me from death's door 2 times in one night.
Exactly.
And I'm sure He saved me from death's door even before then, many times. There's so many times we don't even know how many times He saved our life, right?
Exactly.
And
you know what's, and Michelle, you know what's so powerful about you and D'Angela's story? And really about all three of us, but I'm going to speak on you two first, is just the fact that you're going through the physical turmoil, going through the pain, and everyone out there is listening. I want you to know what these are: true, remarkable, incredible women here. Both these women here, despite them being in pain, despite everything that was going on with their bodies, these women still manage to get to the computer. They still manage to be networking with people. They still manage to try to build their business online. That is a testament all in itself. I mean, that is truly remarkable to go through a horrendous health crisis and still fight and have the fortitude and had to be in a mental place to even fight through to try to make money online with your business and everything. That is powerful. That's a testimony all in itself. And so what I want to do real quick, I want to give D'Angela, I want to start with you first. I want you to kind of share what you do online and what motivates you to still push forward. Then after that, I want you to answer the same question, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right now, I'm venturing off into a new business.
Yay!
I have
Yeah.
I have several businesses, but I'm venturing into a new business, you guys. I will definitely share the information on my page and everything. Basically, I don't like to get too much information, Michael. you know, I don't. I'll post the information and send you the link. But I'm a internet marketer. You guys can check my page out. One is 5 links. And I'm also getting ready to join Market America and Shopping Annuity.
Okay.
So they have some very great products, Shopping Annuity, especially for cancer patients.
Okay.
People with diabetes and all of that. They have some very great products out that you know, you guys should check out. So I definitely will put it up so you guys can take a look at it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anything that's going to help people with their health and you can make money at the same time. Anyone that's out here listening right now, definitely go to D'Angela Brown's page, take a look at it. I'm sure she would accept your friendship on there on Facebook. Tweet her at dbrown323_DE. So definitely contact her. And so for you, Michelle, what about you? I know you had mentioned earlier, you mentioned Plexus. So kind of explain to us about Plexus. If you can explain the progress you've had using Plexus thus far, and definitely let the listeners know how they can contact you and reach you also. If they're definitely sharing the product.
Okay. Yeah, so about you were saying how this all came about and everything too, but the Lord told me to make, like, I was in prayer and I was reading the Bible and it says, you know, make a vision board and make it clear.
Yes.
And I thought, you know, that's a good idea. So I started cutting out things in a magazine, put God in the center and some other things. And then I put a picture of Hawaii up on the left corner. On the bottom, I put there was a white Lexus, and I said to my daughter, go put that on my board. It just, I don't know why, it just spoke, you know, it just kind of was something that leaped out in my heart. And I said, put that on the board. And about a month later, I'm on the Facebook because I've been praying to God, Lord, I don't want to be on all these medications anymore. I'm done. You know, because there's a lot of side effects, and there is a place for medications, like you said, there is. They were doing my body harm instead of good, and they weren't even taking any. The pain was just still horrible. So I'm like, why am I on this stuff? And it's ruining my gut and everything. And so I said, all right, God, you know, you got to come up with something here. So, and plus, I want to have a business and help others. Exactly. Well, I find this RN on Facebook, and she's doing Plexus, and I message her, and I'm like, what's all this about? And we get to talking, and I get on the products and everything, and I'm about a month into it, and then I discover with Plexus as a business, when you reach the top, you get a free trip to Hawaii, and you get a free Lexus. And it was white. It was exactly what was on my board. And I was like, oh, God, that was so you. And you know, and it's like I thought that was really
Yes.
kind of amazing because he wants to give us the desires of our heart. And so I've always had a passion for health and wellness. Even before the strokes. So this fell into my lap, and I got on the products. We have something called the triplex, and it helps with blood sugar levels, keeping them even throughout the day. It helps detoxify your body.
Okay.
Yes.
And then some things for your digestive system to help clean it out and detoxify and oxygenate your body. And a probiotic that's bar none. It's just awesome. It's called a Probio 5, and that kills any kind of yeast or fungus in your body.
Right.
I need.
What's that?
I said I need that.
I bet a lot of us do, honestly, because there's so many
Yes.
gut issues. A lot of people are dealing with candida and leaky gut and all these other kinds of gut conditions. They don't even know it until later on.
Yes.
Things break down. Oh, it's like then somebody will say, "Oh, I got Crohn's disease," or "I got this." I mean, I have people coming to me all the time with different things, and I'm like, "Oh, you got a gut issue," because I've learned now. But what the products have done for me is I have reduced a lot of medication so far. If I go outside, a breeze can come by, and I don't have to cringe because it's going to hurt me. My little girl now says, "Can I hug you? Can I hug you hard?" I said, "Yes, you can now."
Yes.
Yeah.
And to me, that's
beautiful.
a great feeling. And I was actually in the backyard with her swinging on a swing, and I had not done that in I don't know how long, and so that would have hurt really bad. So pain levels are very much reduced. I'm off a lot of medication, reduced a lot. Digestion is a whole lot better. Energy, I've got energy now. Things are in the right direction. They're really going well. And I know that the gut issues are getting improved because of because like in the beginning, if you do have yeast problems, you'll have something like a detoxing kind of effect, like a die-off symptoms.
Yes.
And I went through that and everything, and I got through that fine. And I'm just so grateful because I know I'm putting good products into my body. You know, like what Genesis says, the book of Genesis, it says, sorry, my little girl's making a face. Now I got my little girl doing funny stuff.
So Michelle.
Well, I'm still doing this, Megan.
So Michelle.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyone who's interested, who's listening, if they want to get in contact with you to hear about these great products that Plexus has, what would be the best way to for anyone to contact you and reach you? Do you have a website for them to go to?
Well, I have two things. Well, I mean, I do have a Plexus website, and then you know Kelly personally, but I have a website that she's created for me, and it's partnerwithmichelleharte.com.
Okay.
It tells a little bit about my story.
Yeah, you want to send them to michelleharte.com. Yes.
Well, no, it's called partnerwithmichelleharte.com.
Okay. Well, partnerwithmichelleharte.com. Yes.
Right. And then I do have a Plexus website, or you can friend request me on Facebook, Michele Harte, and be happy to talk to you about it. But yeah, I can't, you know, I have to say it's really done so much for me, and I feel like I'm getting my life back slowly. It's coming back, and it's a progress. It's a work in progress.
Absolutely. It's always it's a process, and it's still a journey. But each day that we know that we're getting better, and we understand that we've learned how to be stronger, and we've learned how to deepen our faith. And for both of you, my last closing question for both of you is just to kind of share real quick. What's the one thing you want to personally leave behind so anyone that's on tonight and even for the replay, what would you like to share? start with you, D'Angela.
Just if you're going through any kind of sickness in the body, anything, pray hard. Stay strong. Make sure you're around positivity all the time. Read books, Joel Osteen,
Yes.
and Bernard Burton and Dwayne Dwyer. Read. It will keep your mind at peace. It will keep your mind at peace.
Yes.
So,
how about you, Michelle?
I just want to encourage anybody who's going through any kind of illness or trauma that it is not the end until you say it's the end. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. God knows where you're at. He knows what you need, and He's your restorer, and He's more than enough. I mean, He gives us tools on the earth to use, like things like plexus and some of the things that Angela's got, and just do the best with what you got, and pray, seek the Lord, praise Him every day, get those healing scriptures and speak them out, and call them back to God. Thank you that you're my restorer. Thank you that you're my deliverer. Thank you that I'm healed by your stripes and made whole. And hang on to that word, because God is faithful.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. And in conclusion, what I definitely want to share is it is so important. If you're going through any health issues, it's important that you protect your mind. It's so important to, when you're going through health issues and everything, to definitely get rid of any negative thoughts. It is so important that you uproot the negativity and you put in the positivity with affirmations. And it's so important that you say yes to God, to really look at what your purpose is and your passion is. Because I want everyone on here to know that, you can overcome. And pain is only temporary, everyone. It's only temporary. It doesn't last a lifetime. So I want everyone to stay encouraged. And if anyone wants to reach me, want to know who I am, my name is Michael Muse. I am the Overcomer Coach. I am Mr. Rise and Burn. We're going to burn all the negative thoughts. We're going to replace it with positive thoughts, and we're going to rise together. If you want to contact me, you can reach me at michaelmusenow.com. You can email me at michaelmusenow@gmail.com. And definitely, I'm looking forward to seeing every one of you at the top, financially and physically and everything else. So, everyone, this has been a great show. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you at the top. And definitely, I appreciate my guests, Michelle and D'Angela. You two are remarkable. You are my heroes, my sheroes. I look up to you. I see your perseverance. I see the hard work you put in online. I totally appreciate it. And we want to thank everyone for coming out tonight and just watching and getting in on this. Thank you so much. And see you all next week at the same time, Tuesday at 9 p.m.